What up, people? This is Bunjo Kardashian back up in it. Today we're gonna talk about a thing. This is for all you hustlers out there. I get a lot of comments and DMs on Instagram at Thisisbunjo about making more content about my old life again. So this video is gonna be about this thing called GOOF tax. If you don't know what GOOF tax is, well, you probably are a goof. So let's get into this video. This is the Bunjo show. This is not your show. I traded the 905 for GOOF. This is Bunjo show. Wow. Yeah, so here I am on the beautiful Adriatic, of course, like every day. I'll give you a few signs that you might be a victim of the GOOF tax as a drug dealer or as a drug consumer. There's a few little signs. If you're a dude that complains, and you should know that you complain to your drug dealer every time, either it be about a point short or it's shit. Here's a way for you drug dealers to test this man if he's just complaining, or maybe your product shit and your plug is giving you bad stuff. Instead of trying to make money off it, I'd say, oh, you only got a small amount, like a half gram. Toss him a half gram of the pure, and if this man comes back and complains, then the next time you make sure he gets a big amount, like biggest amount you can. Say, oh, I won't be around for a few days, so you got to get a big amount and try to save it for yourself, because I'll be on vacation for a week. And try to push. That's how you push. That's called pushing onto your customer. That's why they're called the pusher man. You got it? So what you do is, when he comes back with this, he'll either get a ball or a quarter. And I mean, you got to keep this in mind. As a drug dealer, you are the boss. They're gonna need you before you need them again. There's always mouths to feed out in them streets. You got it? You dig? So when he comes back with his money, and he's like, can I get a half gram or something like that, right? A quarter or a ball. Make sure you get something like that. That's around like $200 to $400 probably. So he comes back, you cut that shit 11 different ways, boy. From here to Tallahassee, boy. You just put some sugar in there. It doesn't even matter what you put in there, because that's called GOOF tax. And you GOOF tax that guy, bro. Or if he gets it on spot, you increase the taxes on top of that. So if a gram costs $80 where you're from, or $60 or wherever you're from, or $100, it now costs $120, $150, because he got GOOF taxed. You know what I mean? You can't allow these guys to get high from paycheck to paycheck and not pay during the week because they can't afford a little HG until payday. You know what I mean? I get it. I get that. So that's another version of GOOF tax. Now, if you're a drug dealer and you're selling, and these customers are running all over you and running up the bill and not paying you back, they might not respect you as a drug dealer, and they might be GOOF taxing your ass as a user. So you got to watch out for that they're not punking you, and if they are, you got to make a statement, man. You got to go in there with a gun butt or whatever, and don't let them walk all over you and run the bill up and then disappear, you know, because they know, and you know damn well, if they run that bill up too high, you probably ain't gonna do anything. That means you got GOOF taxed by your own shit. Damn. And another way that you can tell is oh shit, what was I gonna say here? Oh, another way to GOOF tax somebody is if you want to if you don't like these drug dealers, that if you're the plug now, this is for if you're the plug, So if you don't like the drug dealers that you're selling to, or street people, what you do is spot them an incredible amount, especially if you got a few goons in the back pocket, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You spot these guys a bunch, like maybe $20,000. This is for the plugs. $20,000 worth, $40,000 worth, something like this, right? You set them up, you give it to him, and then you go rob his house and you take all of it back. And now you got all your product back and he has to pay you. That's called fucking goof tax. That's the highest version of goof tax. That means you absolutely want to destroy somebody's life, but you got to be ruthless. You got to go in there, guns blazing, gun button. Oh man, I've seen this done so many times. I've been a part of it. I'm not proud of it, but that's a life. I'm just giving you guys the harsh realities of what it takes sometimes, what people do for a little bit of cake. And yeah, those are the versions of goof tax that I know. And this is for the ones that are nickel and dimers that sell them half grams or them grams to them guys. If they complain all the time about the gram being short, all you do is sprinkle fucking 3 points of inositol, put it over, put 3 points of inositol over it, or 4 points, 5 points. It doesn't matter, because it's cut and it's basically free. I think it costs $30 for 300 grams of inositol at the GNC store. So you can also do that, where you just sprinkle it so it's always over. So you can give them if they're ordering a gram, you'll be like, what do you want? I want a gram, they say. You just say, here, fucking I'll give you a 1.3. So if they come back, if they come back and they complain, that means you gotta goof tax them. Goof tax. And that's it, bro. And that's little wise tales from the streets. Like, I had to deal with this all the time. I had a few customers that no matter what, they'd be like this: oh, let me get a gram, I'll pay you in the weekend. But then when the weekend comes, they'll need another spot, they'll need another spot, they'll need another spot, dude. And that gets tiring. And I'm like, dude, don't come at me sideways like that with no money. If you can't afford to do blow, don't do blow. That's a word to the users, you know what I mean? And like I said before too, with the whole goof tax, you know how many people I ripped off like that? Like put too much cut in and made their shit garbage, crushed some Tylenol, put some Viagra in it. Who cares, right? Got them hard instead of high. I didn't care, man. I didn't care. That's goof tax, bro. You guys were goofs in my eyes. I did that so many times, because and this one time, this guy came back. His name is James Beelhart. He's a diddler. he's like, yo, man, this stuff's shit. Me and my mom were doing it, we didn't get high. And I'm like, yeah, I know, because I crushed Tylenol pills in it, bro. He's like, what? He's like, did you? I'm like, yeah, man, you're always complaining. I don't give a shit, bro. What are you gonna do? And he didn't do nothing. He just didn't talk to me. He just went and tried to diddle some kids, but unsuccessful, because he got caught. There's a YouTube video about him. Goof tax. And then he turned out to be a goof. So my instincts were right. So it's like this. The streets are hard. I always tell everybody, I'm dropping game right now, some knowledge. When you want to get into the dope game, not selling weed, if you want to be a real drug dealer, you know what I mean? A real drug dealer, you gotta realize nobody's loyal in this game. It's not like weed where your customers come back because your weed's good. No, man, these guys are waiting. They're like, oh, I need it now, I need it now. So anybody that comes, they'll call up 8 drug dealers at the same time. Sometimes you all show up at the same time and have like, who's selling this half gram? Who's selling this half gram? Me, I just leave and I cut that dude out for my life. Because these customers are gonna need you. I guarantee you, they call you back before you even think about calling them back. Who as a drug dealer sits there and says, hey, I'm gonna call Larry and tell him I got some fire product? Nah, bro, that's heat. You don't want to bring heat to yourself. And that's just a game dropping. And you guys should check out my my new website. It's called www.thisisbunjo.com.